And it's definitely a game changer. I mean,
Okay.
if you use it right.
Oh, yeah. Basically, the AI guys that are running this whole show, they're like cold calling centers. Basically, the Philippines all just they're gone. There's no more Philippines cold callers. Like they gotta go get a new job somewhere because there is no cold callers. You just throw an AI agent to call people. For me, on the YouTube side, I'm really looking at this AI stuff because it just seems like a crazy world we're gonna be getting into. Specifically for our business, I could tell you that a lot of people in our business may be running big teams. I think with AI soon, you could run a whole team with like 3 to 4 people. The AI agents will just pull all your deals. The AI agents might do all your acquisitions. You just might be in the back end approving stuff. The scary side, which most agree, is that a lot of people are gonna have to work. All the marketing, everything that's computer based, or the AI is so smart, can think 10 times faster, 100 times faster than all of us. All those work is gonna be done. They basically said, hey, you wanna have a job in 10 years? Become a plumber. Do something that an AI can right now. That's the world we're gonna live into, and that's kind of what I've been interested in recently because it seems crazy.
Hey guys, this is Eduardo with IRG Corporation.
Really, the biggest one is just not underwriting the deal properly.
¿El mercado se va a caer o no se va a caer?
I say with the Airbnb business, reviews are what's really important to keep your
So I
business
used to work
running.
for IBM.
On the building, ciclo de comprar y cerrar un deal. Entonces, yo sé tú como el new buyer, and that's basically what we know.
Hey guys, Eduardo Mualim again with IRG Corporation. I have a good friend, Mr. Nelson Pabon, in the podcast today. I really want to talk about, I know Nelson, again, just to give you a bit of a background. I know Nelson for I think, 15 years already? Or 10 years?
At least 10.
At least 10. I've dealt with a lot of transactions with Nelson. At some points we worked together, and we did flips. We did wholesale.
You taught me how to flip.
Yeah. So a combination of different things. So I know Nelson very well. Great guy, humble guy. And he's been involved with many transactions, tons of knowledge, and I really want to introduce himself the correct way. So Nelson, thank you for coming in the podcast. Just tell me a bit more about what you do, what you're doing right now this year in 2025, and how and what kind of value you could provide to the audience.
All right, perfect. Thank you, Eduardo. First of all, congratulations on your podcast here, man. Awesome. I know Eduardo, like you said, for a very long time. My name is Nelson Pabon, your friend in all things real estate. I started wholesaling. So I used to work for IBM. While I was working for IBM, I decided I want to learn how to wholesale and do real estate because I read the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, from Robert Kiyosaki, but he doesn't teach you how to do real estate. So what do? I bought a course. Like everybody, you got to start somewhere. You bought a course. I tried it. It took me almost 2 years to get my first deal. I quit IBM before I got my first deal, but then I got my first deal. And then since then, I started doing wholesaling only until we met. And we met at a networking meeting. So one tip. Always go networking because that is literally how we met. Just going to random networking events. And I met him one day and we started talking about how did I get deals. And he said I told him I do direct mail. He wasn't doing direct mail at that time. And he said, hey, eventually we became friends. It's like, let's do deals together. Let's do direct mail together. And that's how we started. And we became friends. We became partners. We did wholesale. And then he taught me how to flip. And since then, it's been a ride, dude.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much, how we met. It's been quite a journey after that. He's a good friend of mine now. I consider him a really good friend. One thing that I just want to kind of note is I learned direct mail because of Nelson. And maybe that's a topic that I really want to talk about because I feel there's so much potential into that. And I know there's different ways of actually marketing to try to get deals, right? When I say marketing, I'm just kind of referring to how can I just contact direct distress sellers, right? And there's so many ways. There's PPC, online leads, cold calling, direct mail, TV ads, radio ads. But really, I think it's just really mastering a specific channel, just going deep, right? That's pretty much what I've done. And you brought a lot of insights, and a lot of knowledge when it comes to direct mail. Just tell me a bit more about that. Why direct mail? What kind of costs are we referring to? What's the lead cost? What's an acquisition cost?
Yeah. So I could tell you the reason I did direct mail was because of mentor. Mentor told me, what should you be doing? I didn't know what I wanted to do. I started with yellow letters. When we started working together, we started doing postcards. And I could tell you from the moments I've been in the business for all these years, direct mail, even though there's always marketing channels like you mentioned, PPC, cold calling, text blasting that have come and gone, direct mail is the one that I've seen from our friends bring you the most consistent deal flow. Now, it costs money. That's why a lot of people that start in the business don't do direct mail, because it costs money to get deals, and you might not get deals the first 2 weeks, 2 months, 3 months. But when it does, it's very consistent. So I know you're doing direct mail a lot now. I got friends that are doing, spending $50,000 to $60,000 a month in direct mail, and it's their most consistent channel to getting deals. So I would suggest, if you have the funds and you don't have the time, because cold calling takes time and some other avenues take time, direct mail is you sending out marketing and the sellers are calling you. And if they're calling you, it's because they're interested in selling. So it's the great thing about inbound leads compared to outbound leads, which when we worked together, we also did cold calling. And cold calling is very tough, right? You have to hire a team if you're not going to do them yourself. And if you're doing them yourself, you're spending a lot of time with time wasters. So it's a lot of, hitting the wall. It works. We did a lot of deals together doing cold calling, but direct mail is the other side, where it's an inbound lead calling you because they want to sell. So it's an easier conversation to have, but it costs a little bit more money. So it's the pros and cons of where you are in the business. Are you just starting off and have no funds? You don't have any money to spend? Then cold calling probably is the cheapest way, specifically if you're going to do it yourself. It's going to take a lot of time though. If you have money to spend and you want to get from A to C faster, maybe direct mail is a lot quicker. It might take you a little long to get a deal because it takes volume, but when it does, that deal is easier to get because the seller is calling you to sell you the deal, right?
So that's a great input, and I think that's definitely something where a lot of people ask me, right? What is the best way, or what's the best marketing channel, right?
Yep.
And I feel there's no right or wrong answer. It's really just kind of finding that channel that works for you, right?
Yes. The one you're going to be the most consistent with is the right channel.
Right.
Always. What we did, because, like we mentioned, we were partners at one point. When you start jumping from channel to channel because you're not seeing success right away, that's when you lose it. Then you're like, hey, my friend over there is doing text blasting. He's doing cold calling. He's doing PPC now. And you spend $5,000 here and you didn't get a deal. You're like, oh, no, that's the wrong way to do it. Let's do cold calling now. That's not the way to do it. But guess what? I could tell you, if you stick to one channel and master it, you will get deals. And I know, because we could talk from the moment we started to what you're doing now, how much direct mail are you doing?
Yeah, we're definitely spending a lot of money in direct mail. Obviously, there are so many things that you need to take into account. And at the end of the day, it's an ROI, return on investment, and really seeing, how much you're actually putting in as far as money and how much you're getting out, right?
Yes.
And obviously, if it makes sense for you to do it. But again, there's so many factors that if it's cold calling, direct mail, it's just kind of pulling the right list. Just making sure that you're getting to the right people. The people that actually are receiving the direct mail is the right audience that you're looking for, right? Because you could spend so much money in direct mail and maybe it doesn't work, right? And you all of a sudden just lose a lot of money. And maybe someone that is starting, they're going to see it as, you know what, this doesn't work, right?
Yes, which reminds me of a story of someone that we know. They wanted to do a direct mail piece for the first time they ever done it because they heard we were doing direct mail. Well, what happened is they decided to do direct mail, first time ever, spent $2,500, and guess what? They got no leads. I think they got like 2 calls out of 5,000 postcards, which is not very good. But what happened is sometimes that's why you need a mentor or someone to talk to like us that have been in the business. When I said, hey, let me see the postcard you sent, I saw that postcard and I immediately knew why he didn't get a deal or a call. Because his postcards, unlike the ones that maybe we use, was too professional. Sometimes it's not the list. It could be the marketing piece that you send out. And his specifically looked like a typical realtor postcard that people just throw away. So that's what happened with him. And what happened? He stopped doing direct mail because he just spent $2,500, all the money he had, and didn't get a deal. If he would have kept going, maybe he would have got a deal. But getting the right direct mail piece to get sellers to call you is also very important. So that's something that, you got to think about.
Yeah, so you want to make sure that, I mean, you're kind of hitting the right list, but also making sure that what you're sending is the right template, the right message, right? At the end of the day, I mean, people are getting your postcard and at the same time they're getting other postcards from competitors, and really the question is, I mean, who am I going to call? I mean, I'm going to call Nelson, I'm going to call Eduardo, who am I going to call? So you want to make sure that you try to differentiate yourself with or at least kind of relate to the seller as much as you can, and just kind of create that sense of, you know what, I think this is, I mean, a more legit or a branded postcard versus not a branded postcard. I mean, which is something that Nelson mentioned. But anyways, direct mail is a great source. I think as long as you do it right, it works. We currently do it in our business, and we do see the return. But again, it's just a lot of volume. I mean, you have to spend a lot, and typically the cost on a lead cost basis, it's a lot higher than typically maybe a cold call or even a text lead, right?
Yeah, it's pros and cons. It's gonna cost a lot, but that I've seen it from most of my friends that do a lot of direct mail, it's the most consistent deal flow you'll get, because if you spend X amount of money in direct mail, you get this many postcards, you're gonna get this many leads. And from those leads, you just got to be able to convert them. The other things, sometimes you don't know because you're doing outbound more than inbound. So it's a little harder. But, everything works as long as you're consistent with it.
Yeah, I think that's the key, being consistent. If you're thinking of actually starting in real estate, investing in real estate, whichever exit you decide you're going to be at, it's just being consistent, right? I mean, just kind of learning it and really executing, which is, I think, the hardest part for everyone. It's so easy to just kind of learn from mentors, learn from networking events, learn from friends, right? But if you don't execute the idea, I mean, it's just kind of, pointless, right? I mean, you're just absorbing all this knowledge, but you're not really doing anything with it. So it's just a matter of really executing and making sure that you put yourself in a position where you really understand what you're doing, and making sure that you're getting business out of that.
Yeah, I completely agree. If you're just going to meetings just to talk and chat and not doing deals, eventually people that are doing deals are not going to want to talk to you, because you're not doing anything with the time that we're giving you, with information that we're giving you, and you're just saying, okay, I get it, I understand, and then you don't implement it. It's never going to work. You got to implement the stuff that people tell you to do.
Beautiful, beautiful. So that's a great topic. I wanted to ask, I think this is a great question for the audience. And it goes along the lines of 2025, right? I know it's been a very challenging year for, not only wholesalers, flippers, and many other people in the industry. And I know you kind of do both, wholesaling and also fix and flips. What are you seeing in 2025? I mean, how is the market shifting? How is it different from previous years?
Yeah, for me specifically I'm personally on the flipping side, being more conservative, guys. It is what it is the market that we have. So if you're going to buy a fix and flip today, your ARV, which is the most important number that you got to know, because you got to know what you're going to be able to resell for a property, I would tell you to be as conservative as you can. Meaning, for me specifically, most people back in the day, or even us, we're used to looking at, what closed in the last 60 days. That's going to be my comparable sale. That's what potentially the ARV is going to be when I resell. I'm not looking at that anymore. I'm looking at mostly what the pendings are going to do, because by the time I fix and resell the property in 3 months, the pendings are going to be the new solds, and those are going to be the new comps. And in a lot of neighborhoods, the pendings are less than the solds that are 60 days out. So meaning, if the ARV is going to go down and you see the market's going down, you better adjust your ARV 5-10% less and make very conservative offers if you're going to rehab. Because if you're going to rehab and spend all the time and money and stress to get a deal and make $15,000, I just wouldn't do it. I don't do rehabs for less than 50, and ideally 60 these days, because if something goes wrong, at least I still make 30 or 20, right? And even though at that point I'm pissed, because you want to make at least 50 to 60 on a rehab. If not, you might as well just wholesale. Right. And on the wholesale side, the good thing about wholesale, if you're going to wholesale, is there is no risk associated for you, right? Wholesaling is getting a contract, trying to sell it. If you don't sell it, you spend a little money and a little bit of time to make some money. That's it. There's no time with the contractors raising money, risk that you're not going to be able to sell a deal. There's none of that. So wholesale still works, and I've seen more deals from the seller side, but buyers are wanting them for less. So then a lot of people can't sell their deals and not enough margin on deals. So you got to be careful with that.
So do you feel it's a buyer's market now?
It's definitely a buyer's market. It's definitely a buyer's market. You should lowball right now, everybody. I would lowball everybody no matter what they say.
Okay. So guys, a year ago, I mean, we obviously meet a lot. And a year ago, the conversation was completely different. Inventory was very scarce and just getting deals, it was a lot harder, right? I'm not saying it's not easy. It's easy today, but maybe a year ago is a lot harder to get deals, right?
Yeah.
Now it's like he's saying. I mean, just make sure that you're underwriting the deals correctly, and I think that's something that you've heard multiple times. I mean, throughout the different podcasts that we've done, where everyone kind of agrees that the moment you buy is pretty much where you make the money. So underwriting the deal since day one is pretty much where you're gonna make most of the money. So I know 2025 has shifted a bit. A lot of people like Nelson, I mean, they're being a lot more conservative with the kind of offers they're making.
Yep.
And those are kind of things that maybe if you're kind of new in the market and you don't have someone that tells you what's going on with the market, I mean, maybe you could just lose money, right? If you don't do it correctly, right?
Yeah.
Because you have to adapt to the markets, and today is kind of different from maybe before.
Yeah. And what I would say, even though it is a buyer's market, you got to be careful. It is an opportunity, if you do it correctly, to steal some deals, especially if you're going to buy and hold for a while. Personally, me, I'm looking, your monthly cost is going to be a lot, and rents have dropped also, which is something you got to consider if you're going to buy and hold. So prices have gone down a little bit or been flat, and then rents have also gone down here in South Florida, specifically in some neighborhoods that I buy in. So it's very hard to buy and hold in these neighborhoods. But the good thing is that since it's a slower market and there's not that many buyers buying, it's the moment that you could potentially make those lowball offers because they have no other offers. Right. So if you're able to steal the property and have good financing behind it to keep the property, then you're buying them when other people are not. And then if the market shifts, which is what's going to happen for the market to shift, interest rates got to go down. And if they do go down, market goes up because then more people could buy. Right. So now you're able to get the deal today that you were competing with hundreds of people a year, specifically 2 years ago. You know, one house had 100 buyers ready to buy it and you were getting outbid for every deal. Now there might be only 5 buyers, and in some neighborhoods, only 1 buyer. You're by yourself. So it's an opportunity. So you got to see it both ways. It's an opportunity to make offers that will be accepted because sellers, you know, are needing buyers and you're the only buyer. So
beautiful.
You have to think about that too.
Great stuff. So those are kind of insights that and trends, right? That we see in the market that you have to be very careful, right? Because I mean, some people that are getting in 2025, I mean, they're kind of treating it the same way as maybe 2024, which is completely different, right? So if you don't take these things into account, or you don't actually have a mentor that explains this to you, I mean, most likely you're just gonna get in and get burned somehow.
Yeah, especially since, you know, with today with social media and everything, someone will promise you the moon. Hey, start flipping houses, become a millionaire, buy a couple deals. You know, you try to do it yourself, but you are looking at YouTube videos from 2-3 years ago in 2022, where people were buying deals with 5-10% margins because when they bought them, they knew 3 months later the prices were going to be higher. So they didn't care about making a small margin when they bought it, but then sold it at a way higher price. You follow that advice today, you're making no money because the prices are going down. So if you're buying it with little margin, thinking you're going to sell for more than you initially thought, you're going to lose money. And I've seen it happen many times.
Very important. So guys, again, we kind of feel the market. Obviously, we make offers every day. We buy houses every day, every week. We talk to investors every day, kind of the same way Nelson does. And this is pretty much the output that we get, right? So either you adapt to the new reality, or most likely you're going to be or run out of business anytime soon, right? So again, great bombs. I just have one last question, Nelson. And what's the last book or podcast that you've actually read or heard that have changed or impacted, I mean, your business?
Bro, honestly, I'm a big YouTube guy more than anything. So for me on the YouTube side, I'm really looking at this AI stuff
Nice.
because it just seems like a crazy world we're gonna be getting into. Specifically for our business, I could tell you that a lot of people in our business may be running big teams. I think with AI, soon you could run a whole team with like 3 to 4 people. The AI agents will dispo all your deals. The AI agents might do all your acquisitions. You just might be in the back end approving stuff. I really think that's where it might lead to. So your costs might be down because you don't have employees. You just run a couple AI agents, and your job is going to be to deploy money.
Nice.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah,
I mean, so it seems interesting where this world is leading to, because from all the AI YouTube videos I'm seeing, it's scary and fun at the same time. The scary side, which most agree, is that a lot of people are going to have no work. All the marketing, everything that's, computer based, or the AI is so smart, can think 10 times faster, 100 times faster than all of us. All those work is going to be done. They basically said, hey, you want to have a job in 10 years? Become a plumber.
Wow.
Do something that an AI can right now. So that's the world we're going to live into. And that's kind of what I've been interested in recently, because it seems crazy.
Yeah, it's a very hot topic. I know AI is definitely a game changer. We actually use AI today to generate leads also.
What are you doing?
We have AI agents,
Nice.
like lead generators.
Okay.
They're calling sellers.
How's it going?
It's doing great. I mean, we're generating a lot of leads that way.
Oh, there you go. I mean, I know they weren't sounding great, but who cares if one seller says yes?
No, they sound
That's
great.
Oh, really? Okay, I don't know.
I definitely need to share that with you. But we're generating leads, a lot of leads, and it's definitely a game changer. I mean,
Okay.
if you use it right.
So you're using them. They're just cold calling, and you let them rip.
Yep.
Oh,
So-
well, you see that? I'm telling you, like, there goes the. Oh, yeah. Basically, the AI guys that are running this whole show, they're like cold calling centers. Basically, the Philippines all just they're gone.
They're gone.
There's no more Philippines cold callers. Like, they gotta go get a new job somewhere, because there is no cold callers. You just throw an AI agent to
Yep.
call people, and
Yeah,
that's it.
you have to work it right.
Of course.
It kind of takes time. It took us, not only time, but money
Yeah.
to get it implemented. But it's definitely something that we launched maybe two months ago.
No, nice.
And we've been generating, leads and also contracts with it.
Yeah, and I mean, and if you're doing it already, well, most of us aren't. I mean, you're gonna be ahead of the game while we're all starting. So
Yeah.
that's the good thing,
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't bring you that many leads, you're learning faster than all of us.
Yeah, it takes time, but again, it's something where there's definitely opportunities all throughout. There's so many channels out there that you're able to really maximize and
Yeah.
really monetize somehow. It's just a matter of executing. I think that's the message. I know Nelson has a lot of things going on right now. I do appreciate your time coming to the podcast. I think everything you said was right on point, very valuable for the audience. Thank you. Thank you
Of
for
course,
coming.
dude.
I
Congratulations on the podcast. This is exciting. Good
Thank
job,
you.
dude. I'm proud of him. He does a bunch of businesses. We started wholesaling, rehabbing. Then he's like, you know what, Nelson, you doing Airbnb? Dude, I'm gonna start Airbnb. Okay, yeah. And then he bought a bunch of Airbnbs. Then he's like, Airbnb management. Sure, I'll start a business with Airbnb management. Now I probably just told him he's doing AI agents. He's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna start selling AI agents. I know how he thinks. His business mind is always going, dude.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. What business can I do? Which is very smart, because basically his costs are very low, because he could sell the same labor cost at other people and then keep his costs low. So it's very smart what he does.
So
Good job, dude.
Thank you, Nelson. I appreciate your time again, and I think it was very, very valuable. Appreciate it.
Awesome, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Hey guys, this is Eduardo with IRG Corporation.
Really, the biggest one is just not underwriting the deal properly.
¿El mercado se va a caer o no se va a caer?
I say with the Airbnb business, reviews are what's really important to
Wholesaling.
keep your
So I
business
used to work
running.
for IBM.
Get on the building ciclo de comprar y cerrar un deal. Entonces, yo sé tú como el buyer, and that's basically what we know.
Right.